Hey guys, what's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Oobies here, back again with another Isaac Break Run. This time we're starting with technology. It's a Curse of the Blind, so I've already picked it up. And let's go. Let's have some fun. I know that I fairly recently did a tech run, but the reason that I'm doing tech is because it's sweet. I just really like this item. It's just cool. That's it. You know, that's about it. That'll sum it up. I do want to get at least one more, like, real-ass, fucking crazy-ass, breaking run before Afterbirth. Sorry, I'm gaseous in the burp region. I just had McDonald's, and it was delicious, because McDonald's is delicious. Bad for you, but delicious. I also, like, just the other day, found out that apparently people dislike McDonald's hash browns? I don't understand this. It doesn't make sense to me. Because they're pretty easily the best, easily the best fast food hash browns that exist. And definitely top tier when it comes to just, you know, hash brown patties, right? Because there's different types of hash browns. There's the patties or the shredded. When it comes to best shredded, just do fucking homemade. That shit's fucking tasty. But if you're talking patty, I mean, you could probably do homemade as well, and it would probably be tasty as well. But in my personal experience, McDonald's is pretty easily the best hash brown patty thing. And the difference between shredded and patty is that the patty is, it's not deep fried, but it's, well, it could be deep fried, I guess, right? Shredded, you just shred potatoes, and then you know, toss it around in a pan a bit until it's brown all over. And that, that's pretty much it, right? For the patties, you do more of like it's a more specific process, like dedicated process, I guess. I don't actually know the specifics that go into making it. I just know that it's still potatoes and you still fry it. That's about it. And they're not shredded. That's the main difference. And the difference there being, with the shredded, it's a very different texture and a different, the specifics of how it's fried is different, right? Like the actual literal taste will be different between the two. Yeah. Explicitly because of the way that the way it gets cooked, right? Because with shredded, it's a very thorough sort of thing. With the patties, it is, excuse me, Rat? With the patties, you get more of a, it's like on the surface, right? The inside is very much untouched by the frying process. It's still pretty much raw potato. Not like raw, like, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down. You feel me. I hope. I did, tonight, though, when I was getting McDonald's, I gave myself, let's do like this. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I thought that would have blown you up, too. I was sitting waiting forever because there were, like, 6 people in front of me, even though it was 1 a.m. So while I was waiting, I was just looking around, and I had like a fucking bizarre thought, right? How weird is it, the way that we visually see light, right? How fucking weird is that? Like, not you know, just looking at anything, right? Because anything that we see is based on the light that we're pulling into our heads, right? But I mean, like, if you look at a light source, right? If you look at a street light or something, and you look directly, you really, it's very undetailed. It's very, you basically get this, like, how do I describe it? It's like, I don't know the words I'm trying to use. But you know, it's like an expanded sort of, you look at a dot, right, and then you draw lines away from the dot, right? That's what you see. That's what you see. You see a bunch of lines around or branching off of a middle point, right? That's how we see like a light source. And like, that's fucking bizarre too, because like, you can't really take a picture of a light source because it gets even more fucky than just looking at directly at a light source. And obviously it depends on the intensity, but like if you're talking at night looking at a street light, yeah, you're not going to be able to fucking make it out at all. You're just going to be like, that's bright, you know? And it's going to spread into like your entire field of view, right? I don't know, it's weird shit. It's just a thing that I didn't think about, I guess. Didn't realize. It's a thing that I didn't think about for so fucking long that when I just thought about it for like a split second, it just blew my entire mind wide open. I also realized I fucked up. Don't worry. I saw the mistake I made on that floor. You don't have to comment. I understand. If you didn't see the mistake on that floor, it's all right. There wasn't a mistake. I promise. I'm flawless. So. I don't have keys, but it's a pretty good layout, though. That was a good Curse the Maze trigger. Very helpful. Yeah, it's weird too because, you know, we generally understand what like a street light looks like, right? But we don't like really see it at night, at least. You know, you don't really. I don't know. I mean, you could. Again, it depends on the intensity and a lot of stuff, but I'd say generally, you wouldn't really be able to see much pertaining to a street light in the dead of night, right? You just see that big, I guess like. Explosion. I don't know, it almost looks like a cartoon explosion, you know? And not only that, but that got me thinking and realizing why the sun, in like a lot of interpretations, a lot of visualizations of what the sun would look like, whether in cartoons or whatever, has like these giant ass flames shooting off of it, right? Because the real sun, our sun, it doesn't, like, there's not fucking, I mean, yeah, there's like big things of fucking, I don't know if it's fire or if it's plasma or whatever the fuck. The star itself is plasma, right? But then, I don't know, there's like fire, it's whatever, it's fucking hot as shit, okay? But, you know, you don't see these giant flames with the naked eye if you're looking at the sun. That entire sort of thing is because of the way that we perceive light, right? That visualization of it is because of the way we perceive light. Because if you look at the sun, you just see a whole bunch of giant pillars of light shooting out in every direction from it, right? And that might be where the fucking the big things of fire come from in like cartoons and shit. Also, don't look at the sun. Just, you know, throwing that out there. I've done it. A lot of people have. I'm somehow not blind, which, you know, I mean, that seems like a weird statement, but my eyes, how about this? Here's a better one. My eyes are resilient as shit. How about that? Because holy fuck, dude. Alright, listen. I play video games, and I look at a screen for such an incredibly long amount of time every goddamn day, right? And, you know, people are like, oh, video games don't actually ruin your eyesight. No, but the way most people do play video games, it will fucking ruin your eyesight. And that's because it's proximity to the screen, and also, like, you know, actual amounts of time that you're looking at the screen. because what it is it's just a constant light source, right? So the longer you look at a screen a day, the more your eyes have to work for it, right? Which can fuck them up real bad. So yeah, like video games in and of themselves will not ruin your eyesight, but you know, the specifics, the devil's in the details in that instance. So I do that, right? And then the worst part about it is that a lot of times it's at night when there's not a lot of light present, which is when it's worst. But I do take precaution, and I do always have the light on in the room, so there's not an actual dark background behind the computer screen. That's what really fucks people up. I only do that if I'm like watching like a movie or a show or something, but not ever while playing video games, because that shit, that will fuck you up. And it has something to do with the fact that there's like this contrast between the foreground and the background in terms of light, like a dramatic contrast. I mean, it's why, you know, if you look at a streetlight during the day, you're probably gonna, obviously it's not gonna be on, but let's imagine that the streetlight is on during the day, right? Let's imagine that. If you look at it during the day, you're probably gonna be able to see it just fine. You're not gonna get that weird explosion sort of look, you know, where there's like a point and then a lot of light shooting out from it that covers your field of view. You're not going to get that if it's on during the day. That's because there's no contrast. The reason it's so dramatic at night is because of the contrast of the background. Your eyes are at a specific level of light. Like, they're focusing on a certain level of light. Your pupils are dilated a specific amount, and then the light, it is, you know, it's not good for the amount that your pupils are dilated. So if you do it, don't fucking play video games with all the other lights off, because that will fucking ruin your eyes. But not only that, obviously, when I was a kid, I did that fucking really, really fucking retarded shit where it was like, hey, I bet you can't look straight at the sun longer than me. Okay. And then I, you know, stared at the sun for like 30 seconds straight. And then obviously for the rest of the day, I have this giant like blue ghost image in my eyeballs of the sun. And I'm like, haha, that's funny, right, when I'm a kid, because that's hilarious. And now that I'm old, I'm like, fuck, dude, holy shit. How do I not have, like, the fucking glass bottle, like, you know, glass bottle fucking glasses lenses, I guess. You know what I'm talking about, where they're, like, super fucking thick to a point that it, like, visually changes the size of, you know, your eyeballs to people looking at you. That's what I'm talking about. Where your eyes look fucking giant. That's how I should be. My eyesight's fucking great. It's actually not that great. I have very specific, non-permanent weird things that happen with my eyes that I can't really explain. I mean, occasionally, and this has only happened a few times in my life, but enough so that I can say with certainty that it wasn't just like a one-off thing. But when it's always happened when I'm physically exerting myself, which may or may not be a coincidence. But, you know, I'm physically exerting myself, specifically doing something outside, right, in the sunlight during the day. And then while doing it, suddenly, like, my eyes don't line up with each other, right? It feels like I'm crossing my eyes when I'm not intentionally doing that. And that persists until I rest my eyes, like I keep them closed for a while, whether it's sleeping or just, you know, laying on a couch with my eyes closed or whatever. It persists, like, until I fucking rest my eyes, right? And it feels like they're crossed, and no matter what I do, I can't get the images to line up properly, right? So it's almost like I'm seeing two different images at the same time, which is a very difficult thing to describe, as I'm noting. But yeah, I mean, it literally just feels like my eyes are crossed and I can't uncross them. It feels like an involuntary eye crossing sort of thing, which is bizarre. So that happens occasionally. It's happened a few times. And then another problem I have is I can make out details on things that are fairly far away, but occasionally I'll have trouble reading things far away. Like I could tell you if you like point to a building that's like 3 blocks away and be like, hey, what kind of material is that building made out of? I'd be like, oh, that's pretty clearly brick. I can see the, you know, the grooves where there's the, you know, they lay the cement and then the brick, and you know, I can see that it's brick. Even from like a reasonable distance away. But then I try to read a sign that's like across the street, and I'm just like, garage sale? I guess it's a garage. I don't know. Sure, yeah, I think I see a G, right? So I don't know. It's weird. Specifically, it's words at a distance that I have trouble with. So my eyes are fucky, but it's weird. And also, it feels like my field of view is excessive. I don't know that it is. I don't actually know if there's like a good way to test your field of view, which of course I'm referring to the edges of your vision in your peripherals. But like mine feels like I can see things that are pretty clearly at like the side of my head, you know? Like if I hold my hands out and I try and, you know, figure out the positioning of the edge of my peripheral vision via holding my hands, it pretty much is like, you know, 180. Like you put a plane through the side of my head, and like that's it. That's my field of view, I guess. Does this work? I don't think I've ever tested this. I feel like it's just gonna be rabbit shot. Wow, it was. That's cool. See, I feel like my field of view is like absurd. I feel like I'm a rabbit or something. It might be like because my eyes are like... No, that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say maybe it's because my eyes are like set deep into my head, you know? Because they're pretty far back in my head, but that wouldn't make sense, right? My eyes being farther out would be the reasonable explanation of me having a abnormally high field of view. But that's not the case. My eyes are pretty, you know, deep set. So I don't know. I don't know. And I'm sure people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's literally impossible to see 180 to the side," and I'm like, "Fucking, I don't care. I don't care what it is or isn't. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. All right." I don't know if there's like a really consistent way to test it. The problem is because it's peripheral vision, you can't really do it with like detailed things. Like maybe, you know what would make sense is if, this would be a great way to test it. You can't really do it to yourself properly without it being, you know, potentially biased. You pretty much would have to do it. Whatever. Anyway, do it where like one person has fixed locations that they're gonna hold things up with like marked degrees on it, like where it is in relation to the front of your face, and then they would put like colored things, like I don't know, like a colored piece of paper there, right? And then because you can easily make out, at least I can, you can easily make out colors in your peripheral vision. That shit's easy. So yeah, I feel like that would be a good way to test it, right? Because the thing is, the problem with the whole, like, my method of just sticking my hands to the sides of my head and, like, being like, this is about where it stops, is that obviously it's biased. Anything that you do to yourself is going to be at least somewhat biased, so that would be a nice objective way to actually test the field of view of a person. In fact, that might even be the thing that they do. I have no fucking idea. My only understanding of vision tests is the shit that I dealt with in grade school when it was required to do vision tests like every month or something like. No, it wasn't every month. It was not infrequent, but not like frequent, I guess. You know, it's in between. But we did like the vision and sound tests to make sure to see if there were, you know, kids who needed glasses or like hearing aids or whatever. Like in school is where they happen. That's my only experience with vision tests. I'm pretty sure that's it. And I always, you know, ace them. Like, oh yeah, no eye problems. Oh no, that's right. I did one when I got my driver's license. Which was when I was 18, so 3 years ago. That was the last time I did a vision test. That should have been gone! That should have been gone! Sorry, jeez, sorry. Got lost. I got lost in the music. I have a very weird brain when it comes to music that I remember. Obviously, I remember music I like. How much that makes sense, right? I think that's not a weird thing. But then, like, I just remember some certain songs from, like, random points in time with no real rhyme or reason. Like, they're not songs I enjoy. Like that song. What is that? Since You've Been Gone by... I don't fucking know who. Some pop idol. God, I don't even know who that was by. I can't remember. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care, but hoot. Like that, I remember some songs because they were on Karaoke Revolution Dance Craze. Great game for the PlayStation 2, would recommend. That game gave me the first microphone I ever used in online gaming. It's a USB mic that actually to this day still has better quality than most headsets I've used. Weird how that works out, huh? Which is why I don't use a headset anymore. I use a standalone mic. Headsets have pretty bad mics. But yeah, like, fucking please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Dust in the Wind, I know because of that game. I actually had no experience hearing that song until I played that game. It's a good song, though. I wish I had heard about it before that game, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Play that funky music, White Boy, I believe. I believe that's the words. Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right now. Or is it right? Yeah. Is it just right? Yeah. Like, is that? Are they separate or is it right now? I think it's right now. Feels like it should be right now. That's a good song, though. I don't know. A lot of my musical background actually comes from video games. How weird is that? Guitar Hero 2 and 3. Thank God. Thank God I played those games. Otherwise my taste in music would be shit. And don't try and tell me like, ugh, your taste in music is shit because there's everything that's on Guitar Hero games is shit. Fuck you. Alright, fuck you. First of all, fuck you. Secondly, fuck you. Because fuck you. That's why. You're just wrong. You're just objectively wrong. There's plenty of good music on those games. Why? Like, I mean, Guitar Hero 3 was fucking awesome. Lots of great songs on there. I don't know, it had like a bit of everything. There was some Paramore. There was some fucking... Obviously, Dragon Force was in Guitar Hero 3. Through the Fire and the Flames. The funny thing is, Dragon Force as a band prior to Guitar Hero, I'm not going to say that they were nobodies, but they weren't very popular. And then Guitar Hero 3 happens, and then everybody knows about Dragon Force, specifically Through the Fire and the Flames, because that song was goddamn impossible, right? It was the hardest song in Guitar Hero 3. And I mean, it's... I haven't kept up with the Guitar Hero games. I pretty much haven't played since 3? No, I played World Tour, right? That's 4. I played that one. Technically, there was like the Guitar Hero Aerosmith before that, I believe. But I didn't get that one because I didn't care about Aerosmith then. I still don't really care about Aerosmith now. That really hasn't changed. I respect them, and they have a few good songs, but whatever. I'm not gonna play an entire game titled Guitar Hero Aerosmith. You know, that's excessive. I wouldn't even play a Guitar Hero Foo Fighters. That's probably false. All right, that's definitely false. I would. Speaking of Foo Fighters, I found out about them because of Guitar Hero. I believe it was specifically Monkey Wrench, and I believe that was Guitar Hero 2. I think. It must be. Yeah, it must be. It's gotta be Guitar Hero 2. Oh my god. So, if you don't know about my background in videos, me and my brother, first of all, the name Uber Goose comes from when me and my brother wanted to make YouTube videos, based off of our idols at the time, Smosh, of course. Listen, man, I was fucking 12 or something. Seriously, YouTube was 9 years ago, I guess, 2006, right? It's been 9 years. Fuck off. So yeah, I was 12. And so we were basing it off of Smosh, and we were like, oh man, Smosh is so funny, let's do something similar to Smosh, yada yada. What's the name? And then, my brother pretty much came up with Uber, and I came up with Goose, and everything was great. And we were like, yeah. And we made some videos, and they're still on the internet. You can find them. I don't really get embarrassed about them. I just don't... The only thing I don't want is people, bringing them up. I'm okay with people enjoying them. I just don't want people to be like... I don't know. I don't want discussion on them, right? I want them to exist in a world where they are not discussed, which is basically the world they do currently exist in. And that's what I like. I like them being there for posterity. How about that? But yeah, you can find them, and they're fucking awful, and that's that. But the reason that I'm remembering the Monkey Wrench thing and Foo Fighters, yada yada, is because I made a video with my friend at the time, who, he was pretty much always a bit of a douche nozzle, but, when you're a kid in grade school, you pretty much just make friends with whoever, and then if they turn out to be a douche nozzle, then you burn that bridge and everything's great. But, and obviously, me being, at the time, 12, it was middle school, not grade school. But I was still friends with him for quite a long time. Even though I really didn't like him for a long time. But anyway, we made a video with another one of my friends from grade school. A lot of the friends that I had pretty much through high school were grade school friends, so... yeah, so we made a video, and it was, I thought it was actually fairly well edited, considering the tools that we had at our disposal. Where basically, one of our friends is playing Guitar Hero, right? He's hanging out. One of my friends is playing Guitar Hero. He's just hanging out, starts playing. He's trying to choose a song. He's bored, blah, blah, blah. He chooses Monkey Wrench, starts playing it. and then the music starts, and then as he's playing it, then you see like me and my other friend, and we're like fucking playing. I want to say we were playing Magic. That sounds accurate. So we were playing Magic off in this completely different location, and then we both like, you know, raise our ears to the skies like we heard him playing Guitar Hero, and then we run around. It's this crazy montage of us getting there, and then we got there, and then the song's over, and then it's like, can we play? And he's like, no, I'm done. And it's over. We didn't have a really good conclusion. We liked the idea of it just being like a fucking montage of us getting there. And honestly, I'm proud of how it was edited, frankly. I think that was the most impressive thing about it. But yeah, I've been making videos or wanting to make videos like pretty much my whole life. I mean, that's not an uncommon thing for kids in my generation, I would say. I know a lot of people who pretty much like, you know, since my generation, I don't fucking give a shit about names of generations, but just for clarity's sake, it's I guess it's called the millennials, our generation. We grew up with technology, right? So like a kid having a digital camera that recorded video wasn't a weird thing to us, you know? It was like a pretty normal thing. In fact, most people had like a camcorder or something of the sort. It's funny though, because our first video making, our first thing that we ever did, me and my brother, was using this thing called, shit, what was it called? Oh fuck, I forgot the name. Shit, okay, no, what was the name? So it's like this blue handheld thing that came with its own editing software. Awful, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Terrible stuff. I don't remember the name. Why can't I remember the name? Anyway, it's this blue thing. The whole thing kind of looked like a handle, and it had this eyepiece with the rubber around it, like a fancy movie camera would have, and like the quality honestly wasn't horrendous for the time frame, and it had its own editing software, which had a lot of like preset things, and it's like special effects, and there was like a, you know, fire special effect or whatever that literally, it was like a drag and drop. Essentially, it was a drag and drop GIF, right? That's pretty much what most of the editing stuff was in it. And that was it. That's what we used. And I don't remember the name of it. Why can't I remember the name of it? I was going to say iToy, but then I'm like, no, the iToy was the PlayStation 2 webcam that you could use for certain games. And literally had to have for certain games. Why do you... I'm getting really unlucky with these bosses. They're just really being shitheads. I can't remember the name. The weirdest part about it was it had two names. It had the first name when my brother got one. I think we both had one. Anyway, it had one name. We had one of our friends, I think my brother's friend, one of his friends, had it. And we messed with it, and we liked it so much. And then, like, for Christmas, we asked for one. And then my parents were like, yeah, we couldn't find the thing that you asked for, but we found this thing, which is the same, but it's just got a different name now. And then, obviously, me and my brother, being literal children, were probably, at the time, like, I don't want it. I want the same thing. And it was the same thing. We probably didn't actually whine about it. We were fairly well-behaved children. I say fairly because, yeah, there were... Obviously, we weren't perfectly behaved angels with the morals and guidance of adults at the age of fucking 12. Yeah, whatever. Who was? So, yeah, we probably didn't actually complain. I just remember it was a weird thing. Speaking of memories from childhood and weird things and complaining and gifts, that's a lot of things. So how about instead of listing off all of them, I just say, on that tangent, there was so you guys know probably, if you're roughly my age, even probably a bit younger or a bit older, you probably know about these things. But obviously there's different variety of them now and shit like that. Whatever. Transformers toys. When I was a kid, they were way different. Well, not way different, but they were different from what they are now, I think. Okay, we're gonna die. I don't like that. They were a lot more complex. There was a lot more parts to them. And they were kind of crazy. And I remember there was one specific Transformer toy more than any other that I wanted. I wasn't even into Transformers. That was the weirdest thing to me. Like, I didn't give a shit about Optimus Prime. I just loved the toys a lot. They were just cool, right? Because I was a weirdo. Still am. But there was this one that I wanted, and I still to this day cannot remember why I wanted it so bad. I can't remember the specifics of it. I don't really remember what it was like at all. But there was one that I wanted so bad. And I remember I wanted it because I saw it in, I think it was Target. My mom needed to go to Target, and she was like, come with me. And I was like, okay. And then we went to Target. And then I went, obviously, because I was a child, I went to the toy aisle, and I looked at it. I looked at the toys. I don't want to talk about it. I got fucked. There was so many retarded boss rooms in a row. I'm upset. Let me finish my story while I have a solid amount of phlegm in the back of my throat. Phlegm. Ugh. But so I went to the toy aisle, or at least I forced my mom to come to the toy aisle with me. I was probably like 8. Yeah, 8 or 9, somewhere around there. And so I saw this toy, and I was like, Mom, can I get this? And she's like, maybe for your birthday, because it was like November or something, and my birthday is December 8th, and I'm like, okay. And then I like noted the name of it, and then come my birthday, I'm like, this is the Transformer toy I want. And I wrote it down, and then, you know, my parents got me a different Transformer toy for my birthday, and I was like, but I wanted that one. And I got really upset about it because they got me a different one. The different one was cool, but it wasn't the one I wanted. And it was a very unique learning experience for my 8 or 9-year-old self. It was weird. It was so weird. And I still to this day don't remember why it was such a cool Transformer toy compared to the rest. Although so the Transformer toys, let me actually see if I can Transformer toys. Images. Yeah, so this looks, that one looks old as shit. That looks like he's got like a tape deck in him. So I don't think that's a newer one. This looks like a newer one. Yeah, so this to me is what I think of when I think about the new Transformer toys, like this sort of style. Is that showing up? Yeah. That's what I think of when I think of like the newer ones, right? But let me see if I can find like an old one. Transformer toys 90s. How about that? No. See, it might not even have been Transformer brand. I just remember calling them Transformers because they had a transformation. Oh, here we go. This is similar. Yeah, this is vaguely familiar to me, this one. It's weird, because this looks like just an amalgamation of parts, but that's kind of what they were like, from my memory. Right? That's what I'm thinking of when I think of Transformer toys. Let me keep doing some research. Obviously not doing it while shown in the event that something horrible shows up. Oh, here we go! Yeah! This is what I'm talking about. I remember this one specifically, I think. It looks so familiar. It's the weird thing about it is that it reminds me of Ghost Rider. So maybe this wasn't it. But this definitely... Oh no, this one! Shit, yeah! I think I had this one! Fuck yes! Dude, yes. This is what I'm on about. Yeah, I'm so certain I had this. If you look at the claw on his left arm, I remember the T-Rex head was it was one of his arms. It was just the head, and then the other one was the. Oh God. Fuck yes. This is what I'm talking. Those were the Transformer toys. Let's see. Oh yeah, these ones were like the babies ones too. I had some, or these were like McDonald's. Yeah. Fuck yeah, shit yeah. I had all of these. Yeah. So you guys probably, I mean, if you're younger than me, you probably haven't had any of these. God. Oh, I think I had this one too. This was a rat trap. Rat trap's pretty sweet. I think I had that one. Maybe a friend had it. Dude, I'm delving into my nostalgia right now. Holy shit, man. A lot of these are just Optimus Prime, and I don't give a shit about Optimus Prime. I never did. There was one that was like a bug. I think. There was one that was like a bug. But yeah, so, like, the Transformers toys I'm talking about, right, the thing that made them cool was that it literally was just, like, because obviously it was going to be tough to, like, you know, like, if you look at, like, Optimus Prime sort of stuff, like, look at, fucking, come on. It's like, robot and a car, right? And, like, all of the robo parts are, like, tucked away in the car or whatever. And, like, it doesn't even look like a car after the fact, right? But, like, the ones I remember, fuck yeah, I had this one. This one was a pain in the dick. This one sucked. I hated this one because when you had to snap the head together, right? To finish it back to Rhino, you had to snap the head together. You can kind of see there's like pegs in one side of the head and then holes in the other side, right? And so it had to snap together. And the snapping just never worked. It just always like misaligned or something. So that one sucked, but I remember that one vividly. Oh, is this the cheetah? No, where's the cheetah? I had a cheetah one. Shit. It's gotta be a cheetah one. Shit, man. This is the sort of thing I do while I'm streaming, by the way. Here, let me have this. Cheetah Transformer toys. Sure. It wasn't this one. Was it? Maybe I had this one too. I remember there was like a Robo Cheetah. This one was cool as fuck. I never had that one. But there was like a Robo Cheetah. Like he had fucking wheels for hips. Hey, here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. These are the ones. Like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. This is my shit. These are not wheels for hips. It's similar. Here's the dinosaur dude. Yeah, man. Well, here we go. Yes! I had this one. Holy fuck yeah. Oh my god, I remember this. These were the toys, dude. These were the toys. Oh my god. They were so frustrating but awesome. I loved them. And there was one that I just can't remember that I wanted so bad and never got. Dude, I'm exploring my own childhood right now. This is bizarre. What? There was a red one? That's bizarre. Fucking the whip. Oh my god. Alright, well I'm fucking done. Whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry, that was a bizarre tangent that just went on for far too long. You probably already clicked off, but if you're still around, thanks for chilling out. And, you know, that's my stream ending. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. And, also get hyped for Afterbirth, which I will double check. I will fact check. I believe it's in a week. I believe it's in a week. Yep, 7 days until afterbirth because it is the 23rd. Beautiful. So 1 week until afterbirth, at which point I'll be able to, probably just like seclude myself to one room for a week or so. And everything will be great and I'll enjoy it. But yeah, thanks again for watching and I'll see you guys in the next episode.